What's up, outside gang? And today, well, tonight, Nikki made me do it. Nikki made me do it.
There he go with that.
She's back there.
Trying to get my shoes off.
Y'all said that we should go and test out Glow. And that's what we did. But we decided to do it not like normal people. We decided to leave in the middle of the wee hours of the morning. Because it's like, what time right now?
I don't know what time it is.
Nikki got a watch on and she doesn't know what time it is. So I'm guessing it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. Look at that. That's how my internal clock works. It is 2:30 in the morning. And look at this, gang. We got a mess and Glow. We bought everything, including the kitchen sink. That's right, I said the kitchen sink. I don't know what Nikki was thinking about doing that, but we're going to find out what that's about sometime today, maybe tomorrow, because we are on an adventure. Yeah. But now, I got to try to find our bed because I'm tired. I'm going to let Nikki talk to y'all while I find the bed.
Yeah, as Snatcher said though, gang, we did it. And I didn't know what time it was. I don't have on a watch. What I do have on is called C-bands. Let me show you guys. So this is a C-band. So anybody that suffers from motion sickness, this helps with that. I haven't always had that. It's something I developed later on in life, but I'm not gonna let it stop me from going on travels. So if you need help with motion sickness, look on Amazon, pick you up some C-bands. All right, but let's get back to, I think we are about to get the bed put together. So yeah, Snatcher's been driving for a while, a couple of hours, and I was asleep. I'm not even gonna tell you guys one. I was knocked out. I don't even have my bonnet on, so I'm sleeping. I got my head down. But anyway, we need to get this bed put up, and yeah, let me let him tell you guys where we're at. All right, let's get to it.
Gang, we got it in here. It fits. Barely, but it fits. What size was this? You remember?
It's a queen. I can tell you that.
I believe it is a queen.
I want to say it was like the 24-inch high. So it's the big one. It's the big one. But it's only like that because, yeah, you'll have to wait and see. We ain't fully. I don't want to give it away.
We're going to see if we can make this work for tonight anyway. And then
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to give away how it may not look like this the next time you see us.
Well, it definitely won't look like this next time you see us.
See? He gave it away.
But right now, we're stealth camping. I don't know how stealth we are. Can y'all hear the road noise out there? We got to the first place we can stop, and this is where we at. But we are somewhere in.
I couldn't tell you because I was knocked out.
We're between Greensboro and Raleigh, somewhere in there. Raleigh, North Carolina, and yeah, we on the move, gang. We are on the move. You know, I'm wondering. I think this light look like it's making those lines on the screen. You see that?
Yeah, he's always worried about lines on the screen or being a biscuit, burnt biscuit. But
I don't never say that. You don't never hear me say that, gang. Yeah, I think it's those lights. So those lights are making the, you know, those LED deals that you get with the light. And I think it's because of how much it's putting out or something. I don't know. Maybe it's getting ready to go dead. We're going to try to get some shut-eye. Hopefully get up early enough to make some breakfast. I don't know if we can make breakfast here.
Probably
Might could.
not. We probably.
But we got to go get some breakfast first
on
of
the
all.
road. Yeah, because we got to do that part. We got to get the breakfast, and
Oh.
then we got to get to where we going.
Yeah, all we got is bacon. We got everybody's favorite. What kind of bacon is that?
So we got us some beef bacon.
Beef bacon, gang. Well, this light is going to drive me crazy. I know it's probably driving y'all crazy. So we're going to catch y'all when we got some more light. Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Good night. See you guys in the morning.
Sleep tight. Don't let the glow bugs bite.
Thus did Hezekiah throughout all Judah, and wrought that which was good and right and truth before the Lord his God. And in every work that he began, in the service of the house of God, and in the law and in the commandments to seek his God, he did it with all his heart and prospered.
So we had to stop and get that good morning gas. Yeah. Filling her up.
Fuel up.
Might be about $9,000 or so. I'm not sure. Nikki's right in the morning blog.
Sup, gang? Yeah. Make sure you go check it out whereverweland.org. There is a blog for everyone.
That's right. We make all kind of blogs. Mostly it's about everything. Not just about camping, but about everything. And I think I just skipped past the fact that we made it through the night. Yeah, my gas is done. It wasn't that bad.
That's First Horizon, bringing together the best of big and small.
So we're gonna get this thing closed back up and get back on this road, gang. Yeah. I'll tell you about the night though. It's a little noisy out here. So when we get somewhere where it's a little more quiet and we can speak, we'll tell you how the night was. Our first night in Glow. We are now in, I think we're in Raleigh. I'm not sure where we at. I know I told you that earlier, but I'm really not sure, gang. But on to the next spot. Yeah, gang, we made it in our first night, like I was telling you, in Glow.
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It wasn't bad. Like I said, it was a tight squeeze for the bed a little bit, but that's just because of how we have things arranged right now. But we'll show you guys a little more of that a little bit later when we get to our destination.
I have a feeling we overpacked. We still gonna be missing things.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see because our mind frame right now is still one of a tent camper. And so we know we probably brought things we may not even need.
Like the tent. Nikki wanted me to bring the tent.
There's a reason for that. And I'll tell you that when we get where we're going. But back to what I was going to say about comfortability. How was that for you?
I thought it was very comfortable. Like you said, the mattress is a little bit too big for the space. And it's just some adjustments to get used to because, you know, we're used to a tent. but the space is technically about the same. Maybe we have a little bit more space in here. It's just that we don't because of all the stuff that Nikki made me put in the car. I mean, we got everything. When I say everything, I mean everything.
Hey.
I told her she got everything, including the kitchen sink.
Do y'all notice a running theme? When it's something that Snatcher has done, he'll say, now pay attention, guys, because this is what he's going to do in every video. And you can go back and even check that out in other videos. I encourage you to do so. But he'll say, Nikki had me. Okay, guys. Yeah, Nikki. Look out. That is a telltale sign. Nikki didn't have him do anything.
Did you have me bring the tent?
I did have him to bring the tent.
That says it all, gang.
Back to the sleeping arrangements. I had a comfortable night's sleep, which we only slept a couple of hours because, like I said, we're doing some traveling. Because we also want to test out how the van runs, how smooth the ride is. Now that we got that light fixed in the front, and that was a whole thing.
Well, the go-to is about seeing. We want to do off-grid camping, on-grid camping. We want to test out all the camping capabilities and options that we now have available to us through Glow. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So last night though, it was I was asking Nikki what the temperature was because like outside of the van was pretty cold. It wasn't like freezing cold, I wouldn't say. I didn't have a coat on, but I definitely needed a hat and a hoodie.
I definitely want to say I think it was in the low 40s, right?
I'm not sure.
Right, roughly maybe.
The only reason I say I know it was cold is because this shows me why you need walls. So like everywhere metal is exposed, I can feel cold coming off of that metal inside of Glow. But everywhere where there's insulation, it's nothing. And I think the insulation that we have in there kind of help keep it a certain temperature for a longer period of time because we did turn the heat on as we got the bed set up.
Yeah, so he had asked me as far as the temperature, how did that go? So speaking of the insulation, I slept on the side of Glow where it is fully insulated, the walls on the left hand side or the driver's side, and it was warmer on that side of the van than it was on the opposite side of the van where Snatcher was. And it did drop down, the temperature did drop down, it got cool, but it was tolerable. I was able to sleep and I didn't wake up and be like, oh, we need a heater and this, that, and the other. I slept very well.
I did notice that a couple of things. One, first, Nikki was getting on me about my ghetto curtain. She didn't like my plastic curtains. So I need to go buy some curtains. I need to go get some black something, whatever those things that we had in Bertha. But I did notice with that ghetto curtain that when the lights went out, gang,
it was pitch black up in here.
It was dark. I mean, you couldn't see a thing.
Yeah.
You could put your hand right in front of your face and I promise you wouldn't see it.
Well,
now,
but
I thought at that moment, because I was tired, I thought it was good. I didn't mind that now. I don't know how I might feel about that later on, but that last night, I appreciated it.
I mean, well, and it served two purposes. It was twofold. It was to help keep some of the cool air that was up here by the windows from affecting us back there, but it was also so people could not look through the windows in the front windshield and see us sleeping back there on the mattress.
Right, because we were stealth camping.
Yeah.
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 And I don't believe we showed you where we was at, but I can tell you, we was at Nikki's favorite place. Well, third favorite place. Because I know they're going to think the first place is Buc-ee's. And you would be right. You would be right. But they didn't have one this way.
Actually, they did. There was a sign on. He didn't even see it. And so I didn't mention it to him because we on a mission. The mission for this trip is solely to see how the van rides and handles a trip and to see what we are going to need or not need to complete the build out for Glow.
That's the real mission, is to see what we actually need inside of Glow.
Yeah.
And what we would want inside of Glow, instead of just putting a bunch of random things in it to find out we didn't need it or it wasn't right or whatever. But
right, and we
see
don't
some
want to
things we need.
Well, and we don't want to take up a lot of the space that's inside the van either. You do want to at least be able to walk down the aisle that you have, depending on, you know, if you have the sink and, you know, all that kind of good jazz.
Well, right now, one thing I know that we need for sure is walls. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that will just help with the insulation even more. But enough rambling on. We're going to keep riding on unless you had something else you wanted to say. Well,
Yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the outside gang. Yeah.
all right. We will catch you when we get to our destination.
As you can see, gang, we have arrived.
We made it.
Yeah, finally, to God be the glory. We made it to this campground safe. We are on a 4-night, 3-day camping extravaganza. Snatcher and Nikki style.
There you go.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring you back outside, gang.
Yeah, and we're doing it with a bang. So the first trip involved us stealth camping, as we told you before, and we probably should have got footage of the outside, but you wouldn't be able to see anything anyway because GoPros suck at night. But we did get you some footage of us setting up, as you seen earlier, and we got our first night slept in Glow, as we talked about earlier. Now we're going to see what Glow, how she enjoys a campsite and what that's going to entail.
Well, with this campsite though, guys, we went different. We got non-electric.
Non-electric. There is water on the campground, but not on the campsite.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because we brought all of that with us. Kind of.
Kind of. We're going to see how that goes. But it's a new day and time on the Wherever We Land channel, where we are now camping in Glow. So everything's going to be a little bit new to us, new to you.
Right. We're learning on the fly as we go. We're bringing you along for the trip, and you know how we do it. All tips, tricks, and advice is highly welcomed over here. So make sure y'all get in the comment section and let us know how to take this van life to the next level. Well, is that van life if you're not living in it full time?
I mean, it's still van life because you're still camping in it. You're still sleeping in it.
So we van camp life. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment
We're
section.
that weekend
what we-
van camp life.
What we call that. Yeah, because we're not retired yet. So
No,
right
not at
now,
all.
we got to do what we got to do. There is a lot of bugs out here, though, gang. I'm going to tell you right now. One just bit me on the neck.
So the name of this campground is the Oyster Point Campground. And it's in Newport, North Carolina.
Shout out to Newport.
There you go. But the reason there's a lot of bugs is, should I tell them why?
Y'all might can see it way back in there. It's not as far as it looks on camera, but right there, is that the ocean or is that the river?
That is a river. Now, I don't know the name of the river, but I'll make sure I find out for you guys.
Right, so we're on the side. We found out that these sites are odd and even. So the road that we're on is the odd side, and right across from us is the even side. And it looks like all the even side have access to the river. There's a trail leading right to the river from all the even number campgrounds. Excuse me, gang. You see, I'm fighting bugs.
Fighting bugs, putting his hand on.
Yeah, but we gotta do what we gotta do. But anyway, gang, we gotta go and get some groceries so we can have something to eat here, gang. Yeah, so that's the next merc. We're gonna take you with us shopping, and then we're gonna find what we're gonna eat, and we're gonna go from there. So stay tuned. Let's see what we get into, gang.
We made it to the store, gang. We found us a Food Lion.
That's all they have here is Food Lions, so we can get no choice. But Food Lion's not bad.
Nope, sure not.
The goal is to go try to find us some lamb and
Lamb, bitter herb, and I made the unleavened bread, and it's for Passover. Want one of these? One in the back. I can at least get those for you. I showed you put it in or not.
sweeties, but we won't break some seeds.
Yeah, that's the ones Tahisha like is those. But we eat those. It's one way in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. It's raining, that stuff. They're more on the bag.
the radicchio and the kale. Okay. All right, we picked up everything that we wanted and we got it in the basket. Except barbecue sauce. And you know, every time we go somewhere new, we try to find a new barbecue sauce. So I've had most of those. Snatcher, what you think?
Get in the comment section. Let us know what's the best barbecue sauce on the shelf. We like to try them all. We're gonna find one to try right now. Did we try the last one? Did we bring it with us?
We ate it at home. The Buc-ee's barbecue,
I wasn't gonna even tell them. I was gonna surprise them. So we definitely need a new one. But y'all get in the comment section and let us know what's the best one.
You know what? We'll let you know what we picked at the campsite. It flew right to me.
Get that, man.
Huh. It flew right over his car.
All right, gang, it's been a long day. As you can see, we got camp set up. We'll show you more of that in part 2. We got to get cooking, get ready for the Sabbath, and we're preparing a meal for what?
Today is Friday, starting Passover.
Right.
So for those of you who don't know what Passover is, basically that is when God freed the Israelites from Egypt. And he told them, drop everything, come with me, take the lamb, the blood from the lamb, put it on your doorpost. Well, yeah, put it on the doorpost.
Right.
The children, he was going to smite the children of Egypt, the firstborn, or was it everybody?
All firstborn, children, animals, everything, yeah.
And we'll put the Bible verse on the screen so you know exactly where to go. We're also going to read that tonight as part of Passover to make sure that we're honoring it. But just to tell you what we're going to have tonight, we have lamb, bitter herbs, and unleavened bread, which your girl prepared herself. I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning.
Right. And if we can get it done before sundown, because we don't work on Saturday, so if we can get it done before sundown, maybe we'll show you that. If not, y'all just have to take our word for it that it was good. But yeah, gang, get in the comment section. Let us know if you celebrate Passover. We're new to celebrating Passover. It's not like something that we've been doing all our lives.
And the first year we did it was last year. And that's because we've been reading the word and we're reading what the word says. We're not knocking anybody else who doesn't, but that is part of God's commandment.
Right.
It's in the Old Testament, and I know you guys are going to come for me and say, but that's the Old Testament. But Jesus said,
well, God said, I know what you're talking about the Jesus part before we get to Jesus part. Okay. Well, I'm saying God, this is the hit on what she's talking about. God said to keep that commandment for all generations. In the Old Testament, he said that. And then what she's talking about, what Jesus said was that he didn't come to change the law of the old. He just came to fulfill prophecy. So we're just trying to do what we read. When we read, keep it for all generations, we was like,
then that's what we got to do. That is what we got to do.
And we actually find out we enjoy it. I'm serious. Like, there's something peaceful about it. And we out here in nature. We can feel God's presence with us. And our life's been getting better since we got in the Word. I'm not telling you that's what you should do, but I'm telling you that's what you should try. Yeah. And if you like it, stick with it. That's all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And to segue, because we got to get back to cooking, check out my channel again. I'm restarting my channel, which was Nikki Nichols. It is now going to be called Set Apart with Nikki. And that is because I feel that God has called me to be set apart from the world and to share it with you guys. But that's going to be on a separate channel. I will put the channel name here. Go check it out. I'm revamping it right now. There are old videos on there, but you got some new videos to come.
All right, gang, stay tuned for part 2 because we'll be picking the camera back up as soon as Sabbath is over to finish out this video. So make sure you're locked in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the outside gang. We'll catch you on the next one. Like we always tell you, God got us wherever we land. Yeah.
Now stay tuned for part 2.